residents of the Grand Bazaar are all so talented. They sell their own woven goods, beautiful vases and jars, and delicious-smelling spices that make Paimon's tummy start rumbling. And they all sing and dance really well. Paimon wishes she could do that.
Well, if you're serious about it, there's no reason you couldn't learn.
What? Really?
Well, for starters, you have a natural advantage when it comes to dancing. You won't trip over yourself or accidentally step on someone else's foot.
Oh yeah! Paimon always forgets how useful flying can be. Alright then, let's go boost a move at the Grand Bazaar and watch everyone shower Paimon with admiration.
Aha. So that's what this is about.
People in Sumeru seem to take divination and fortune-telling pretty seriously. For starters, there's astrology, although only the scholars get to practice that. But ordinary citizens have their ways too. They can do divinations with just a cup of coffee.
It's the nation of wisdom, after all. It seems like people have an insatiable curiosity to learn about everything, including their own future.
Paimon heard that they can tell your fate just by looking at the bottom of a finished cup of coffee. Sounds way easier than climbing to the top of a tower and staring at the stars all night.
Oh, so you're interested in learning your fate now?
Yeah, although Paimon's really more interested in finding out what the coffee tastes like. Khedive and Anissa kept talking about poor Biruni this and poor Sina that. Why do all these words have poor at the front?
Well, per means descendant and also student. So in this case, they're referring to themselves as the children and students of the great sages of old.
Huh, so that's what it means. From the way they were throwing these words around, Paimon was sure it'd be something to be proud of.
Wait, but isn't it?
Well, Paimon for one would much rather be known as the founding father than have a name that basically says, so-and-so's my daddy. Pretty embarrassing, don't you think?
I have to admit, I've never thought about it like that.
It's not only Sumeru locals at the academia, huh? There are students from other nations too. Imagine leaving your hometown behind and traveling to a faraway and unfamiliar land in the pursuit of learning. How inspiring.
We travel to unfamiliar lands pretty often too.
Huh. You're right. That means we're also super inspiring.
Not in the pursuit of learning, though.
Oh, so we're not as inspiring as the students after all. But we do know the best places to eat in Sumeru and who you can rely on to help you out. That counts as knowledge, right?
Yeah, and to many people, it could be extremely valuable knowledge.
Great! So we're just as inspiring as them after all. So, with Sumeru having so many scholars in different darshans, do you think they end up arguing a lot? You know, just like the rivalry between Li cuisine and Yue cuisine in Liyue.
I'm sure they do. Conflict between different schools of thought is the most normal thing ever. As the Liyue martial arts novels say, wherever there are people, there will be conflict.
Wow, what a line! That's heavy. But the scholars in Sumeru probably don't duel like Liyue martial artists, right?
Maybe they settle things with a game of Genius Invocation TCG.
Oh, good point! A duel of wits. Paimon can just imagine it. When one scholar can't convince another in an argument, he takes out his deck of cards, calmly sits down opposite his opponent, thinks for a moment, and then secures his victory!
That does sound like something that would happen in Sumeru.
The game ends, and the winner says, "Good game," as a sign of respect to his opponent. After that, both sides are back on good terms.
Saying that would probably only escalate the conflict.
Huh? Why? Sino's super into that card game, Genius Invocation TCG, isn't he? Doesn't it seem kind of weird for the General Mahamatra to be into playing cards?
Not when you consider his hairstyle.
Huh? What has his hairstyle got to do with it?
When you're playing a card game, the fancier your hairstyle, the more distracting it is for your opponent. What's going on with this guy? How did he manage to shape his hair like that? When your opponent's mind is consumed with thoughts like this, you'll quickly gain the upper hand.
Really? Then we better think twice before playing against him.
I don't know. I think I might just have an advantage over him.
But you don't have a fancy hairstyle at all. And your clothes look pretty normal, too.
But I do have Paimon. You know, he'd be like, what's up with this guy? And what's that pesky flying companion of his up to? As long as you're floating by my side, Sino's mind will be consumed with thoughts like this. I, on the other hand, would be completely unfazed by his hairstyle. So I'd be able to focus, and victory would be mine.
Forget it. If you want to play cards, go get a funny haircut. Detective stories like Great Detective Herlock and the Case Files of Miss Orith are really popular in Fontaine.
They're also pretty complex. Can you even follow the plot?
Don't you underestimate Paimon? If Paimon read any of those novels, she'd definitely solve the mystery before she's even halfway through.
Okay, well, if you do, then keep it to yourself. You don't want to spoil the story for anyone else.
Paimon would never do that.
Although, you also have to watch out for people who use no spoilers as an excuse to shut down discussions. When the truth is, they're just annoyed that a story they can't stand is getting so much attention.
Huh. Well, Paimon doesn't read much, so she wouldn't know anything about that kind of thing.
You see it a lot when two fans of Onibudo get talking. Someone will butt in and say something like, "Stop, don't spoil it for me. I'm only up to chapter 2 of volume 1.
Chapter 2? Yeah, clearly they have no intention of reading any further.
Hey, Paimon, you want to hear a secret?
Sure.
Listen carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Zhongli is Rex Lapis.
What a crazy twist! Why would you spoil... Oh, wait a second. We figured out that one ages ago. Hey, so the valleys here are just bursting with shiny gemstones. This could be a huge opportunity for us. We should get digging ASAP. With any luck, we'll hit the jackpot, and we'll never have to worry about Mora again.
But how would you actually know when you've hit the jackpot? Can you even tell which stones are the valuable ones?
Well, Paimon just figured that the shinier the stone, the more valuable it is. Yeah, that should be about right.
You're starting to sound like an evil fairy tale dragon, hoarding all the shinies they can get their greedy claws on.
Except we're in Natland now, so instead of evil dragon, it's noble saurian. Oh, brave and cunning traveler, follow this noble saurian, for she shall lead you to the most precious gemstone in the entire world!
Great! Except she can't tell which stones are the valuable ones. So how's that gonna work?
The people of the springs are so chill. If they're not relaxing in a hot spring, they're planning their next big soak.
Apparently, some of them even hire musicians to play some relaxing music while they take a dip. The warm water relaxes the body, and the soothing music relaxes the mind.
Whoa, that sounds so nice. Paimon wants to try it for herself.
All right, next time you visit the hot springs, I'll play some Aranara music for you.
Oh! Ooh! But Paimon doesn't play any instruments, so what happens when it's your turn to go in the spring?
You can sing me a song. Maybe an opera from Fontaine?
That's way too hard! Also, not exactly relaxing. That kind of music will put your blood pressure through the roof. How about some Natland rap instead? Paimon's been practicing. Check this out. Hey! Flying in your face, it's Paimon the guide! No stranger to danger, takes it in her stride. Saw a beast called Blubber in the nation of water. My Guhua brother got his weapons in order. Sword in one hand and a spear in the other.
Wow, very smooth. If I was listening to that in a hot spring, I'd be tapping the water to the beat like a drum.
Yeah, it'd be like a big music festival. And anyone who's late to the party, the rhythm of the water would get them right into the groove.
Wait, didn't we start this by saying how the hot springs are meant to be relaxing?
Don't you think those masked warriors look super cool?
Yeah, really gives them an air of mystery.
Right? Don't you think Paimon should get in on this too? Put on a mask and win some wrestling matches with the Collective of Plenty? She could make a whole new name for herself. Paimon's even thought of some catchphrases. Get this. A Saurian warrior never removes her mask! Famous adventurer by day, mighty Saurian warrior by night! Does that sound cool or what?
Yeah, it does. But there's just one problem.
Huh? What's that?
You'll just look like Paimon in a mask. No air of mystery there.
Here in Natland, they seem to use woven scrolls where most nations would use books. It feels so different reading off of them.
Yeah, they say it started with the Masters of the Nightwind, when the shamans began recording their tribal history and legends on woven material. As the practice became more widely adopted, the number and variety of stories grew.
Oh, Paimon should make a record of all our adventures as well. That way, if you ever start a tribe called the Travelers, you'll have your very own historical record. Plus, it could make a really cool cape. And an extra blanket when you're camping in the wild.
That would make for one weathered chronicle.
Paimon's heard that everyone from the Collective of Plenty is built like a bricklayer.
Maybe you should go stay with them for a while. Grow those muscles out.
No, Paimon likes herself the way she is now.
Okay, then what about staying with the Flower Feather clan instead? Their thing is flying. I bet they could help you sharpen your skills.
But isn't Paimon good enough at flying already?
Yeah, but then you'd be able to carry me when you fly.
Nope, not happening. How would that even be possible?
Well, if you had those muscles I talked about.
Oh, geez, not this again. For the last time, no! Oh, there are so many cute Saurians in Natland. Paimon's gonna make friends with every single one.
Oh, someone sounds confident.
You bet! Paimon's got it all figured out!
Oh, you do, huh? Come on then. What's the secret to making Saurian friends?
It's really simple. First, you gotta sweet talk them. Show them you mean well so they relax their defenses. Then you gently pat them on the head. That makes them feel more comfortable around you. Last but not least, get them some good grub. The way to a Saurian's heart is through the stomach, after all. What do you think? Solid plan, huh?
What do I think? I think that all of these tactics would also work really well on you, Paimon.
Would not! Paimon can't be won over by some cheap tricks.
Huh? Oh, you misunderstand. I meant to say that you're as cute as a baby Saurian.
Flattery? Really? You think that'll work on Paimon? Think again.
But I was being sincere, Paimon. How can I prove it to you? With some sweet madame, perhaps?
Wait, really? Sweet Madame? Oh, heck yes! Paimon can totally go for some of that right now. What's with that smug look on your face? What, is Paimon missing something? Word is that speed's of the essence when doing archaeology work with the Children of Echoes. Why is that?
It's probably because this place is absolutely overflowing with relics.
But isn't that a good thing?
Well, more relics means more competition. Imagine you saw a really cool stone slate one day and planned to come back and grab it the day after, only to show up the next day and find someone else had already beaten you to it.
Huh. Paimon still doesn't get it.
Okay, here's another analogy. Imagine one night you're all ready to dig into a delicious snack, but then you find a piece of it's missing.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. Wait a sec, that's exactly what happened last night! Anything you want to confess, traveler? Paimon's heard that even in Natland, there are lots of ways to resolve conflict that don't involve contests of strength.
Really? In the Nation of War?
Yeah, like apparently some people in the Children of Echoes settle their disputes by holding a dance-off.
A dance-off? So they mutually decide on a time and place?
Uh-huh.
And just dance their socks off?
Mm-hmm.
Until one person gets so exhausted they can't get up anymore?
Yep. Wait, what the... Hold on, that is a contest of strength. The Natlanese seem to do a lot of doodling everywhere. Except they don't call it doodling, do they? They call it, flow something
phlogiston engraving. But strictly speaking, that refers to the engraving of special stone tablets. What you're talking about is just regular graffiti. Take this one, for example. It basically just says, "You're in Nanatsukayan territory now. Children of Echoes for the win."
That's pretty fun. Now Paimon wants in. Shall we do some graffiti of our own?
We sure can, but what do you think we should draw?
Well, that's easy. A portrait of the best travel guide in all of Tibet. Now, let's see. Ah, there. Put it right there on that cliff face.
So you want me to do the honors, huh? All right then, let me think about this. Yep, first we need to capture that classic Paimon facial expression. Seething with rage.
Wait, what? Oh, you know what? Forget it. Paimon has decided to find a professional Natlanese graffiti artist instead.
The Natlanese seem to have a genuinely close relationship with their Saurians.
Yeah, they're true companions, just like us. Inseparable wherever they go.
So, let's say there was a competition between you and the Saurians. Who do you think would win the title of Champion Companion?
What sort of question is that?
I mean, the more I think about it, it's like, you can't burrow into the ground like the Tepetli-saurs, and you don't fly as fast as the Cuckoo-saurs.
Hey! You're thinking about this all wrong. For starters, Paimon flies way faster than any Tepetlosaur, and she's better than the Cuckoosaur at picking out the tastiest chicken mushroom skewer from the grill.
And most importantly of all, Paimon has been at my side longer than any Saurian.
Exactly! Let's not forget who's the best travel guide in all of Tibet.
All right, my trusty companion. Shall we set off on our next adventure?
Actually, now that Paimon's mentioned it, she feels like her chicken mushroom skewer picking out skills have gotten a little rusty. Come on, you should cook up a few so Paimon can practice. Have you noticed the makeup that Natlanese people wear? Or body paint or tattoos or graffiti or whatever it's called? Anyway, it looks really cool.
I have noticed. Body paint is right, although it's not just any old paint. Apparently, it contains phlogiston.
Wow, really?
Yep. If you're interested to try it out, I'm pretty sure they offer a body painting experience specially for tourists. But they just use normal paint for that.
Oh, well, since we're here, why don't we try it? All part of the experience.
Sure thing. You'll need to pick a color palette and a motif first, though. Each tribe has its own style.
All right, Paimon chooses... Paimon chooses... Oh, they all look so cool. Choosing between them is impossible. Choosing is losing. Paimon will take them all.
Wow. Today I learned that Paimon is a maximalist. Well, I'm sure some people would say less is more, but I say, you do you, Paimon.
What are you talking about? Paimon never said anything about using them all at once. She just wants options so she can switch up her style every day.
Oh, that's too bad. I would have loved to see Paimon with an elaborate arm tattoo.
Stop! Nope! Stop it! No imagining Paimon with an arm tattoo! Not allowed! That volcano is so huge! You can see it from anywhere in Natlan! Where do you think all that magma comes from, though?
One legend holds that an enormous pyro dragon slumbers in the deepest depths of Natlan. Within the dragon's body dwells the world's first flame, burning eternally and causing boils to form on the dragon's back. Every once in a while, these boils spew out fire, which takes the form of magma when it comes above ground.
For real? But what happens if the dragon ever wakes up? Natlan will be doomed!
Yep, and that's why the Pyro Archon gets the tribes to periodically join forces and go pacify the dragon, to make sure it stays asleep.
Wait, what? No, that's to fight the abyss, isn't it?
Well, not if this story from a woven scroll I bought on the street is to be believed.
Ugh, Paimon knew it.
check this. Don't get here. I got you. Come. Ooh, hey. Don't. Time to go home. Jake, I couldn't. Ow, I get. Where we headed this time? It's good to meet you at last, traveler. I've been hearing about you for a long time now. I'm your new buddy, Toma. As long as that's okay with you, of course. Hey, how about we go for a nice meal sometime? My treat, of course. I feel like there's something I forgot to do. I tidied the courtyard, put the tea on. It's probably just my mind playing tricks on me. I really did spend a lot recently, only 10 more are left. Still, 10 more is better than no more.
Yeah.
Where'd this rain come from? Are you gonna be okay? Here, I'll lend you my coat. You don't want to be out in open country in this kind of weather. You'll get struck by lightning for sure. Don't run on the ice, because if you fall down, I won't help you up. Gotta learn somehow. Lovely weather we're having. Will you join me for a walk? Morning. If you're free, why not come with me to the market? The vegetables are freshest earlier in the day. On the lunch menu today, we have Sakura tempura and tricolor dango. Here, there's some for you, some for Paimon, and I also put some aside for my lady. Oh, and the man of the clan himself. Wait, I forgot someone. There's none for me. Come quick, we gotta get down to the market. They slash the prices on fish around this time of day. Oh, and if you find something that you just can't do without, I'll help you haggle the price down. Okay, good night. You had a busy day today, so you should get some rest too. Don't stay up too late. It was never Ayaka or Ayato's intention to make me the housekeeper. I volunteered. I like this kind of work. Putting everything in order gives me a great sense of achievement. And based on everyone's reactions, yeah, I think I do a pretty good job. Hey, how come you're eating here all alone? Is it okay if I join you? Or did you just want some space? I've gotten to know all kinds of people over the years, and I'd say that Inazumans are more particular about etiquette than Mondstadters. If you make sure you're always polite to people, it's much easier to get things done. I've always wanted to see a tanuki shapeshifting. They say it could change into all kinds of things, and that it likes to play pranks on passersby. It's a creature with a sense of humor, that's for sure. Are you an animal person too? If you are, let me take you to the outskirts sometime. It's great. I just need to give a whistle and all these puppies and kittens will come out of nowhere and start strutting around your ankles clamoring for your affection. Just imagining it is already brightening my day.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Anything I can lend a hand with? If something
Good
needs doing
idea.
around the house, or you're having some interpersonal strife, just say the word. A conversation? I see, I see. That's a little different from what I'm used to, but I'm all for it. I've been really getting into stories about the unnatural recently, especially ones about shape-shifting yokai. They're so fascinating. Before that, I was really into ninjutsu for a while, and before that... You think I'm not dedicated enough? No, it's not like that. You got me all wrong. I'm in a real pickle here. The chief is hosting a banquet for his friends tonight, and he says he wants me to splurge a little by cooking some butter crab. The only problem is that for the last 2 days, I haven't been able to buy crab anywhere. So, what? Am I gonna have to dive into the ocean and grab them myself? Without a doubt, my favorite food is rice cake soup. I like cooking up a big, delicious potful for everyone to share. It's a recipe for a good time.
As far as food is concerned, I'm fine with anything. If we're counting beverages, though, I'm not very good with alcohol. Yeah, don't laugh. And before you say it, yes, I've wondered what this says about my identity as a Mondstatter. But, you know, too much alcohol is bad for you anyway, so not drinking is a good thing. Ah, delicious. Could I get another bowl of rice? Are you free right now? Would you mind sharing some of your cooking tips with me? I don't think I've ever tasted anything like this. Oh, it's not too bad, though. Let's get out there and make some friends.
Ah, children, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is Smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, Smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure, and the Adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Ah, goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you already heard of the traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui, before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yen Fei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yen Fei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Smaragdus jadeite is really rather essential. Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krustle. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow. An Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.